What's up, guys? On this week's show,
Dumbo,
The Incredibles 2 review,
and Spider-Raccoon,
plus Dumb Shit of the Week. All that and more on this episode
of One Giant Leap for Geeks.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for
Geeks. Welcome to another episode of OGLFG, where we talk about movies, video games, and all things in geek culture. I'm your host, Mike C. Squared, and with me is not my co-host, but actually my girlfriend.
Hi,
Tell the people who you are.
I'm Amber.
Amber, she who will not be named.
Stop.
No, not because you're like Voldemort or anything, but
I hope not.
but more so because I wanted to give you a cool little nickname and you refused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want a cool little nickname.
No. Well, unfortunately, DJ Melly Mel couldn't be with us tonight, but I was able to snag the person who lives with me, so really didn't have any other choice. It's like, well, I'm doing it anyway, so hey, you're gonna do it with me because you're here.
Yeah, just got roped in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we for our listeners that may have not heard it, when the Netflix Flint Town documentary came out, we did that review together.
That was one of your first episodes.
Not one of the first per se, but it was one of the earlier ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah.
That came out when it was still snowing.
Yeah.
I mean, it snowed up until
Yeah,
May,
yeah.
but
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, we live in Michigan, and it snows a lot here. It's snowing now, actually. No.
Cottonwood.
Right, pretty much. It may as well be. All right, anywho. I want to give a special thanks to our friends over at Studio. They are makers of high-quality designer headphones, and we will talk about them more later in the show. So, the legendary, I guess you could say, filmmaker Tim Burton is remaking. It was so hard for me not to say ruining. Remaking another classic film, this time an animated film that is being made into live action, Dumbo. And we watched a trailer to that, and I how do I want to say this? Just hearing that Tim Burton was making a Dumbo movie, like the first thing that I thought was like, oh God, no. You know, like he's gonna do another, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or it's gonna be another Alice in Wonderland.
All animated and crazy.
No, it's not. The animated stuff's not. That doesn't bother me. It's more so his. Tim Burton has like a certain style, and it's very. It's like what goth wants to be when it grows up. Like seriously, like Tim Burton's style is really
Beetlejuice.
Pretty much like everything he makes is like some variation of Edward Scissorhands, basically, or The Nightmare Before Christmas, pretty much.
He knows what he likes.
But so going into this, I was kind of apprehensive about it because I was like, oh no, Jesus Christ. But I will say, overall, the trailer does look pretty good. Like
It does.
Like I kind of got, not chills per se at the end, but I was like, okay. I was like, this was a good tease, and it has piqued my interest in a positive way that it didn't when I just knew that Tim Burton was making a Dumbo movie.
You want to see what more they do.
Right. So, I do want to know, first and foremost, are the racist ass crows going to be in this shit?
Because, I hope so.
Because what? Well, I am glad we were recording this. What?
I was really young when the movie came out, and I haven't seen it since. So I don't remember any of the racist comments if they weren't directly racist comments, all I remember are stupid crows talking.
They was somehow they
had the big beaks, right?
Yeah, it was like they were basically caricatures of black people. I mean, to the point where I'm pretty sure one of them was named like Jim Crow. And
sounds kind of familiar.
Wow, that's terrible. Jim Crow laws was a lot of racist separation laws and discriminatory shit that black people went through for a long time in the South. Yeah, Lord, it's pretty bad. But I'm curious to know if they're going to be in the movie, and if so, how are they going to make that work? Or are they just going to just completely sidestep? Yeah, and I've heard some people say like, oh, what they're going to probably end up doing is just going and having different ethnicities for the crows. Like, oh, it'll be like an Irish crow and like a Japanese crow and like
some just completely
Russian crow.
Random.
Yeah. He's like, you elephant and you fly with ears.
You entertain the people.
Yeah, you in the circus with big hat and funny ears. You fly for the peoples.
They give you
money.
What the
fuck accent that's supposed to be?
I don't know. It's never just one.
No, right, I know. It's like a blend of all the worst ones I can come up with. I don't know. I mean, it looks good, but I'm still kind of like holding back because his track record with remakes, you know, like I said, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Alice in Wonderland movies, like they're good. It's fucked, man. Like it's not good.
It's good in a different kind of way. He turns up the notches on it. They're more for adults, I feel. Sure,
but there are always some dark fucking, you know, twisted shit. Like I said, all of his shit is like The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's like he takes some shit and it's like take something that is traditionally looked at in a positive, you know, light and go like, what if this but dark? like everything. Like I think that's how he ended up getting the job to make Jesus Christ, Tim Burton got the job to make the Tim Burton Batman movies. That's how he got the job to make the 89 Batman movies was because he probably went to Warner Brothers and was like, what if Adam West Batman but dark? And it was like, yes, thank you, somebody finally gets it. Yes.
Give him all the money.
Right. Please hire this man on the spot now. Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of geeked out, and I'm pretty happy that we finally got Michael Keaton and Tim Burton back together again. Like, we haven't had them together since, you know, Batman Returns. I'm pretty sure they haven't done anything together since then. And they even threw Danny DeVito ass back in there too. So I'm like, I'm just mad because I'm like, you can't tell me that you couldn't have got Michelle Pfeiffer to do some shit in this. Like, maybe she's in it and we just don't know. I didn't look up the cast list for this one. So
you know Johnny Depp isn't in it.
I'm not sure. But no. That's a whole other thing. No. What was that movie that Johnny Depp was in where he's the vampire? We talked about it off mic the other day, and I had said
I can't remember. I'm blanking.
Dark Shadows, I think. Yeah. Michelle Pfeiffer's in that.
Oh, okay.
And I'm pretty sure, Tim Burton did that movie. So I'm like, why? If you got her to do that bullshit, you could have got her to be in the Dumbo movie. So you could have brought back the whole team. You could have had Batman, Catwoman, and Penguin all back reunited together again. But they got Michael Keaton out there in some old fucking 1800s judge wig and shit. He was wearing this like white, wig and shit. Something looked like George Washington would have wore some crazy shit. I was like, I don't know if he's supposed to be like the money guy or the ringleader or some shit.
I think he was supposed to be the ringmaster.
But then they showed Danny DeVito, and he was kind of wearing like that ringmaster costume. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like, or at least in the trailer, they didn't show any of like the other animals or anything. Like, you know, in the cartoons, like they kind of were focusing more on the people.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means that.
It's definitely set back. Like the time period is definitely set back in the day.
Sure. But I'm just not sure, like, if the human characters are substituting for the animals. Like, so is Danny DeVito might possibly be playing the mouse role instead of there actually being a mouse there. Like, you know, is Dumbo gonna interact with these people in the same way that he did with animal characters instead of just having, you know, mice and all this other, you know, circus animals helping them and shit. I mean,
it'd be a way to bring it more to life instead of having animals. But...
yeah, I guess they're trying to be like, oh, and have people relate to it. But it's like, man, well, you know, you got shit like the Jungle Book and shit where the only human character is Mowgli. So it's like people like and enjoy that. That made like $1 billion or some crazy shit. So yeah, why not? But
we'll
I mean,
have to see.
Yeah, it doesn't at least seem to be like it's going to be that overly goth shit that Tim Burton is known for. But look, if he doesn't fall into his old traps, then I'm fine with that. But there's one trend that I don't think he's ever going to stop, and I don't care what anybody says. I will put money down on that shit today. Johnny Depp is in this goddamn movie somewhere. I don't give a fuck what the cast list says. No, he is not on the cast list, Amber says, but I am confident that Johnny Depp is somewhere in this movie. I don't know if he at the craft services table. He might be, you know, he loved dressing up and getting in some crazy ass makeup or some shit. Look, he might be Colin Farrell for all I know in this shit. Colin Farrell, he might have killed him and he might be fucking dressed up as Colin Farrell right now in the movie. I need somebody to investigate that shit. TMZ, get on that shit.
Like, stalk his Instagram. What are you doing?
Right. So, I mean, I don't know. I am looking forward to it, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I need to see a full trailer to see. This was just a teaser, but I want to see more. But I am like, yeah, this could be good.
Like I said, it looks really good, but it also gives me vibes of another movie.
Which is?
Water for Elephants. It reminded, before the ending of the trailer, I thought I was watching another movie for Water for Elephants.
Yeah, you did say that.
But I loved that movie, so I'm excited to see where they go.
Yeah.
And see the similarities.
Well, I mean, this,
movie.
Yeah, I was like, this won't be like Water for
No,
Elephants,
it's completely different,
yeah.
But still.
You just mean like visually.
Yeah, the time period and the animals.
Yeah. You know what? I bet you Johnny Depp is playing Colin Farrell's missing arm in the movie. Because in the trailer, he has an arm missing for some reason. Some shit. No, he's that wig that Michael Keaton wears.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Oh shit. All right. Moving on.
Oh gosh.
It's that time again for America's #1 show, Dumb Shit of the Week. That's right, Dumb Shit of the Week is the show where you submit your findings of dumb shit and we talk about it. Want your submission on the show? Find us on Twitter at GiantLeap, 4 Geeks, or you can email us at officialoglfg@gmail.com. Now here's your substitute host, Amber.
Hi guys. Our first submission today is called Meth Test, sent by No Offense Show on Twitter at HTNOS. You can find their podcast on iTunes or wherever you get podcasts. A 49-year-old Florida man wanted police to test his drugs because he felt the dealer sold him the wrong thing and wanted to press charges. After the test came back positive for meth, he was then arrested. The sheriff's office made a Facebook post. Public notice. If you believe you are sold bad drugs, We are offering a free service to test you for them. Remember, our detectives are always ready to assist anyone who believes they were misled in their illegal drug purchase. Like, what? Who would be that stupid?
You know, what's funny about it is that in the article, the guy called the sheriff's office and asked them would they test his drugs for him, and then he said that if it wasn't meth, he wanted to press charges because I guess the dude was having like some convulsions or some shit the day before or after using it or some shit. So he was
scared.
So yeah, so he was like, oh, I think he sold me some bogus shit. Like, I want to press charges against this dude, yada yada. So they were like, oh, sure, bring it down here and we'll test it for you. I'm like, this dumb motherfucker not only called the police and basically told on himself.
Yeah, because he bought it.
He then proceeded to drive down to the sheriff's office and present them with drugs and thought, like, oh, this is totally fine.
The police won't do anything to me. I brought them the drugs.
No, why would they? I'm being an upright. I was cheated, sir. I was making a honest illegal drug transaction, and I feel that this man may have cheated me, sir. And I would like my methamphetamine tested to see whether it is truly methamphetamine.
It's like, how much did you use before calling the police?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It was like, he was probably so high he didn't realize, like, oh man, like, this is some dumb shit I'm doing.
He probably woke up after he sobered up and was like, I messed up.
No, that's the problem. He sold him too good of fucking meth. He sold him that fucking Breaking Bad blue meth shit and had his ass so high that he called the police like, I don't think this shit is meth, man. I want you to test this shit. This shit can't be meth. This I'm over here having a seizure.
It's gonna kill me. You would think he would go to like the hospital or something.
Right, I know. Why is you calling the police, motherfucker? Like, call it like 911. No, like,
that would be the police.
Yeah, look, just go. He drove down there, so he could have drove to the hospital and stayed. Man, oh my god, there's so many things wrong with the decisions you made with your life.
Yeah, he made so many bad decisions throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, and thank you, hashtag no offense show, because there was again another Florida man. Which, good lord.
Oh, Florida.
Yeah, no. Moving on.
The next two articles were sent by Michael Anderson on Twitter at MichaelJonday19. The first one more sip. A 48-year-old Florida man raised a can of beer and chugged it after a sheriff's deputy stopped him on suspicion of drunk driving. When the officer got out of his car, the man drove off for a short distance and stopped. The man said he was scarred, has 3 prior DUI convictions between 2003 and 2010, and a 4th is pending from 2017.
So, when the guy first tweeted this at me and I read it, like, just like the headline, I was like, oh my god, that shit is the funniest shit ever. I was like, that dude deserves like a Thug Life like video.
He's
just like
here, hold my beer, watch this.
right, hold my beer while I chug this other beer.
Yeah. Just watch how stupid I can be.
But what's fucked up about it is the dude clearly, you know, has a problem with drinking and driving, and he's like, look, at this point, I know I'm finna go to prison, so I just need one more. I'm just finna go ahead and knock this bitch back. Like, you know, what's funny about it is when he first got pulled over by the cop, he pulled over and then took off for a second and then was like, thought better of it. Like,
no, he's like, I want to make sure they take me to jail.
Right. He was like, just in case, you know, my possibly 5th strike it wasn't enough, then yeah, I'm gonna, because it said that he had how many?
That was the 4th.
So no, it said the man, he has 3 prior DUI convictions between 2003 and 2010, and a 4th is pending from 2017.
And then the one from this year.
Yeah, so that'd be 5. Yeah.
5. We can do math here.
Right. We are a proud, oh, shit. What's that big word for math people? Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
I give up.
Yeah. There was a joke somewhere in there, guys, but couldn't think of the word. Anyway, yeah. So this would be his 5th strike. So
He just needs to give up.
I get why he wanted to take off, and I understand why he thought better of it, because he's like, I'm finna go to prison, but I don't necessarily want to be life in prison. But I'm pretty sure they still hit the motherfucker with, like, fleeing, an officer and all this other
I'm
shit,
sure.
and public intoxication and DUI and everything else. So it's just like, yeah, man, this dude is fucked. I was like, he shit. I almost want to make another segment of the show and on top of dumb shit of the week, and it's just like, badass of the week or some shit, because I'm like, that was actually kind of cool. I'm like, hey, look, if you finna go to prison,
why not do it big?
Hey, look, go big or go home. Shit, fuck it. I mean, kids, we are not condoning drinking and driving
Or running from the police.
Right, but if you just so happen to have 4 strikes or 3 strikes with the 4th pending, and you're just saying fuck it, then hey, do it this way.
Just don't hurt yourself or others.
Right. Please don't kill nobody. Goddamn.
The next article, Crotch shot. A Florida woman shot her estranged husband in the testicles over an air conditioning unit. The man and his brother were coming to take the unit, and the woman refused to let them and sat on it. She threatened them with a stun gun before shooting the man with a pink handgun. You messin' with her cold air in that hot Florida heat, I would have shot someone too. Don't take your cold air, because I love Florida. I would love to move there, but it does get hot, and whenever you step into that cold air, it's like, it's refreshing.
Everyone loves air conditioning in the heat of the summer. No one deserves to be shot in the fucking balls for the shit.
You shouldn't have taken it. They took what wasn't theirs.
Well, I guess the dude was like her estranged husband or some shit. And I'm just like, okay, I feel like it was more so she shot him in his fucking junk just because she wanted to shoot him in his shit.
Probably.
The AC was just the catalyst for what she had already probably wanted to do anyway.
He's like, oh, he's taking my air conditioner. Pop.
Like, man, like, could you imagine, going to the hospital or having to explain to your friends how your fucking estranged wife shot you in the balls with a pink gun over a fucking air conditioner?
I don't know. Some people are crazy.
Like, man, that's that drama for your mama for real. Like, goddamn.
It is Florida.
Like, oh, man, I hope they ain't got no kids together, like no babies or no shit.
I
like,
hope
yeah,
not.
let me tell you about the time your mama shot me in the balls.
There ain't going to be no brothers or sisters.
Right. That's why you have no siblings. That's why you will never have another little sister.
And
Sorry,
your
Tommy.
mom's in the prison.
Right. In the prison. Not just prison. She's in the prison. The big house.
The next article, sent by Amber on Facebook, Ice Cream Bar Addict. A 50-year-old woman eats nothing but ice cream bars. She says they caress her throat all the way down to her stomach. It's almost like having a lover. She eats as many as 40 ice cream bars a day. She eats the amount of ice cream bars in a day that an average person would eat in a whole year. She cites her divorce from her husband as the cause of her addiction. Ice cream bars? Like, for real? I don't love them that much. That's a lot.
The lady is fairly big.
Okay.
Not super crazy, like obese, like, Biggest Loser type big, but, a heavier lady. And I'm just like, how do you live off ice cream bars? I mean, like, literally,
There's
just
no sustenance there.
Like, because it was a video that she sent, and they just have like a little compilation of just her just eating ice cream bars, and it's like, oh my god, like this is your daily life. It's like, you have no friends, do you? Because if anybody was at your house, they'd be like, oh, what'd you have for dinner? Like, fudgesicles?
That's all. Like, she doesn't even own a fridge. It's just
right, it's just
freezers.
ice cream bars, right. Oh, what's the orangish pink ones with like the cream center?
The strawberry shortcake ones?
No. Oh, it's orange, and it has a white center. Creamsicles, yes, yeah. Just got a fucking box full of creamsicles just on the table with a fork and knife and shit on a saucer. Like, there you go.
But wouldn't you just want some vegetables or some fruit? Like, I know you would crave a salad.
No, because clearly she has like a mental thing.
I guess they're trying to say she's depressed from breaking up with her husband.
Yeah, because they were trying to have some kind of like intervention type shit with the lady and like getting her to throw all that shit out because her kids are like, yeah, but you finna get like diabetes or something. Like
pass away.
Like you are like on your deathbed fucking with this shit. Like you should probably back off the creamsicles. Just saying. No, but it's just the fact that she eats. Now, I don't think it said how long she had been doing this. On? Yeah, so, because I'm like, God, like, it couldn't have been for maybe about like a year or so, because
I'm sure she has constant brain freeze.
Yeah. And the submitter of this, Jesus Christ, speak. Amber, she's not this Amber. Amber on Facebook. She had sent us the lady that was addicted to Vicks Vapor Rub. And so I'm like, are you like trying to tell us something? like secretly, Amber? Like, it's okay, you can tell us. Like, what are you addicted to? It's all right. So far, we got Vicks Vapor Rub and ice popsicles. Cream. So
they were ice cream bars.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. Ice cream bars.
So like the chocolate and the vanilla ice cream bars.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily.
You're saying popsicles.
I know. Well, not necessarily. Well, creamsicle.
It's a popsicle.
That's ice cream bar.
No.
Whatever. I don't know. Anyway.
Agree to disagree.
Right. Sure.
Table it for later.
Mm-hmm.
Getting on to our last submission sent by Benoit on Twitter at Benoit Gaming. Fire on the top rope. And make sure to catch him streaming. Look for Benoit on Twitch. Wrestler James Idol Martinez climbed to the top rope and covered himself in gasoline before setting himself on fire. The incident happened on May 20th at a Philippine Wrestling Revolution show called Revolution X. The stunt went wrong. He missed the crossbody attempt, and the flames continued to burn his body. Why? Why do people do this stuff?
No.
Why?
Right. This is the next evolution of the fire challenge. You didn't know. Now, Benoit, he's a buddy of mine, and we had talked about this off mic, and I had made the inference that the way it seems, I think that the guys that he was wrestling were not in on the stunt. I don't think that they knew what
Surprise,
he was going to do. Because, excuse me, the way it came off, it seemed like, okay, he probably told them, all right, towards the end of the match, how we going to finish it is we need like a big finale, right? So what I'm going to do is, y'all gonna have me on the ropes. We it was a battle back and forth, and y'all was kind of whooping my ass, but this is my time to come back. I get y'all both stunned. I go up to the top rope, and then I'm gonna light a flare and hold it up in the air, and it's gonna shoot off, and there's gonna be some sparks and stuff. It's gonna be a really cool light show. Nothing crazy. Nobody will get hurt or anything. It'll be fucking awesome. I'm telling you. Just wait. And at some point, he was anxiety ridden and was I love how I'm setting up this whole backstory for this dude. Mm-hmm. And was worried about the stunt and was like, you know what? the flare's not just going to be enough. It's just not. Like, I need to amp this up. This needs more pizzazz, more oomph, more just something. Like,
more cowboy L.
I know. I'll set myself on fucking fire. and the reason why I say that he didn't let them in on this whole shit is because I would assume we're supposed to let him land the move on them and
catch them
hit them
on fire.
It's funny because in the article it had said that he what was this? He failed to miss the crossbody attempt and fell, and it's like, how did he fail to make it or miss it or whatever? It was like he probably jumped to where he was supposed to go to, and they was like, fuck this, no.
He's on fire, no.
Like, this motherfucker, the moment he ignited himself, we was like, whoa, no, this is not what we agreed to, fuck
like,
that.
couldn't they smell the gas?
Well, that's the thing. Like, he wasn't covered in gas the whole time. He poured the gas on himself when he got up there. They was probably like waiting for him to do some kind of other shit. And then when he poured gas on himself and lit himself on fire, they was like, "Oh, what the fuck is you doing?" They was like, "Hell no!" But what's funny about the whole thing is that they tried to put the dude out, but the dude ended up running backstage trying to find a fire extinguisher to put himself out. So I was like, this was not pre-planned because he had nothing to put himself out. He ain't have no kind of blankets, no fire extinguishers, no kind of fire crew on hand. He ended up getting, I guess, suspended from the Philippine wrestling, tournament or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, they were like, "Nah, man, you can't be doing no ignorant shit like this." You're a liability. Right. It's like, not only could you have killed your damn self, but you could have hurt the other wrestlers. You could have hurt somebody in the audience. What if your silly ass would have ran into somebody? Because I guess when he was going backstage, like, he ran into the curtains or some kind of crazy shit. He could have burnt
that whole place down.
Right, and killed everybody trying to do some old, I don't know what the fuck. So I guess he gonna have to come back, if he comes back, because Lord knows how bad this motherfucker's burned this shit.
He may never be able to walk again. Let alone wrestle.
Right, I'm like, man, no, he's gonna be even better wrestler. He's gonna be like Dark Man and shit. Like, he's all his nerve endings have been burned off, so he can't feel shit no how. So he just gonna go out there and just be a beast.
Sure, if you say so.
Like, I'm telling you, just wait till he come back. Because what is this motherfucker's name again?
James Idol Martinez.
Yeah, look, he'll come back. Shows the Human Torch. Every match he gonna set himself on fire.
It's gonna be his signature move.
Right. I think Ben, when we talked about this, I think he made the joke like he gonna come back as like Deadpool or something.
Oh my goodness. Probably.
I was like, that'd be awesome. Oh man.
Remember, Dumb Shit of the Week is your show, so send in your submissions. Every week we'll compile them, read them, and shout out you for sending it. So keep them coming. You can send it to us on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geeks or email it to officialoglfg@gmail.com.
Father's Day is over, and I bet you didn't get your dad anything, did you? Well, don't worry. I got you covered. Let me tell you about a company that makes high-quality wireless headphones, Sudio. Sudio is a Swedish lifestyle and earphone specialist, and yes, the name is from that Phil Collins song. They make some of the best headphones, wireless and otherwise, on the market. Sudio has a fantastic selection of wireless earbuds and headphones, like Nivea, Trey, and my personal favorite, the Regent, and more. If you don't want to give up the cord, they have options for Android and iPhone as well. These are state-of-the-art wireless headphones with a modern design. Some can even be personalized. They give fantastic sound quality and crystal clear definition. Everything from Sudio comes with a quality assurance card, which has a unique serial number, and a 1-year warranty, giving you the confidence of knowing you're giving your dad a product that is backed by Sudio to guarantee his satisfaction. Now, I'm going to help you out. Go to Sudio.com. That's SUDIO.com. See them for yourself. Pick out something he'd like from the great variety that they have to offer to choose from. Hit checkout and then use this code and you'll receive 15% off your purchase. The code is LEAP4Geeks. That code again is LEAP4Geeks. Just all one word. Not only do you get 15% off your order, but they'll know that we sent you. So again, don't skimp out on Dad like you've done on years before. Yeah, you probably didn't even get him anything for this past Father's Day, so get him something nice. Like, show him that you care and, you know, put a little effort into it. So go to Sudio.com. That's SUDIO.com and use the code LEAD4GEEKS. All one word. At checkout, and you will get 15% off your order. You are welcome. The Incredibles 2.
So we're going 15 years for, folks.
I know, but pretty much it was 14. Thank you very much. That's what Sam Jackson said, at least in the little. Okay,
It's
so
probably 14 when he filmed that interview.
yeah. So with our reviews so far on One Giant Leap for Geeks, what we've been doing is kind of like, especially for like Infinity War and things like that, it was just like an outright spoiler review. It was like, there's no way to talk about this without spoiling it. I'm going to try and do, because I've heard from some people that
All you do is spoiler reviews.
Sure. You know, and I've heard from some people that, you know, they just completely skip out on episodes because they don't want the movie spoiled before they see it. And, you know, I would hate for them to not, you know, hear all this One Giant Leap for Geeks goodness and, you know, miss out on it because we spoiled the movie before they got a chance to see it. So we will be doing a spoiler-free review. Insert siren sound here.
Ta-da!
There you go. This is spoiler-free review.
You've been warned.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it shouldn't be a siren sound. Maybe it should be something pleasant. I don't know.
Like, ta-da!
I'm just gonna. Okay, that's gonna be it. I'm just gonna take what you just said and I'm gonna put that in there.
Ta-da!
Yep, just like that. Thank you.
Beautiful, angelic.
Wanted to get a good, clear one in there. All right. So, yeah, I mean, okay. So I will say off the top, overall, I enjoyed this better than the first movie, but I think that the original is a better film, if that makes sense.
I understand what you're saying. I get that.
Yeah, I mean, like what did you feel about it?
I really liked it, but the first one, since it's been so long, I feel like you can't top it. Like, it's the best in some ways, but the second one's really good in other ways.
Sure. No, I understand what you mean. So, okay, so the just overall synopsis of the movie, without spoiling it, basically this picks up pretty much right after the first movie.
Yeah, because I watched the first one before we went to go see the second one. It picks up, like, this first one ends and it slides right into the second one like nothing ever happened.
Okay, so the Underminer, he shows up at the end of the first one.
Yes.
Okay. So see, it's been a while. You know, I've seen the original Incredibles since the first one came out, but it's been a while since I've seen it. And so there, you know, was a couple things that I was kind of foggy on, which I'll get to a little bit later. But yeah, so this one basically picks up right after the end of the first one, and we see the family they've been living in this motel and they've been kind of like fighting crime on the sneak, you know, with some kind of little shadow government agency thing. Yeah. They end up getting shut down and they are approached by this company to try to help bring superheroes back again, like, you know,
to make them legal again.
Right. Make superheroes legal again, I think is what they say exactly.
It's illegal to be a superhero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so they are trying to kind of do a public relations thing to get people to view superheroes differently, and they choose Elastigirl to be kind of like the ambassador of this
the
new
face of the company,
right? You know, this kind of movement to try and, you know, paint superheroes in a better light than what the public currently perceives them as. And there's this new villain that shows up, Screenslaver,
yeah.
I think, yeah, which is the puns for some of these characters or names are just like.
They show him at the end of the trailer.
Yeah. Kind of like ridiculous with these pun names, but they Screenslavers, I guess the whole shtick is kind of like, oh, you know, we're too dependent on technology and things like that, and we're slaves to it, you know, hence the name Screenslaver and yada yada. Anywho, and it's up to Elastigirl and the Incredibles to, you know, stop Screenslaver and save the day. So, as far as the message, I guess I can say of what this movie was trying to say, I will say that I feel it was a little too heavy-handed and kind of not focused. And once you see the movie, you'll kind of understand a little bit better what I mean. But it was trying to push this message of, because okay, the first Incredibles, that one was kind of like not giving up on your dreams just because, you know, you've gotten older and started a family and things like that. It's like, you know, you can still
have a life and
right, you know,
do what you want to do.
Right, and you can incorporate your family into that, and your life is now more fulfilled because, you know, you have a family involved in the things that you used to do just by yourself or as a couple and stuff like that. And, you know, it's basically a parody of the Fantastic Four and stuff like that. And by the end of that movie, they had, you know, kind of all come together as a unit, and it seemed like, okay, you know, we're going to go forward as the Incredibles, like as a family now.
Yeah.
And in this one, it's more focusing on Elastigirl and giving her the spotlight, and they kind of moved away from the other characters. Not to say that they don't have anything to do at all. It's just that the B plot is really lacking, and I feel they kind of got the short end of the stick, especially Dash. Like, I really
they
like
could have
Dash.
done a lot more with his character.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I felt like we kind of took a step backwards with him from where we kind of progressed with him by the end of the first one, about him learning how to accept having powers, but being, you know, yes, you can beat them, but that doesn't mean that you should beat them.
Exactly, because you have bad.
Right. And not necessarily bad, but just selfish reasons. You know, it's like, you know, hey, part of having this kind of, you know, to quote Spider-Man, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. You know, part of having this power is helping other people with it and not just using it for your own selfish reasons. But in this one, you know, I felt like we kind of took a step backwards with him, and just like his attitude and everything else. Like, it seems like he didn't learn anything from the first one. You know,
he was back in the same ways.
Right, he didn't mature
before.
at all. You know, and I was
he may have looked older, but he didn't act older.
Right, you know, and I was just kind of like, you know, like right after, immediately back to just, I'm an asshole.
He didn't get any time to mature with it.
Sure. Yeah, and not to say, I don't want people to think that expense at the rest of the family. Like, I wanted to see them as a group. I didn't want to see Elastigirl and friends. I wanted to see the Incredibles.
That makes sense, because they did show a lot of just her on the side or by herself.
Yeah, I mean, she is the main driving force of the story, which that is fine. Like, I know there's going to be some people that are going to misconstrue
The Incredibles.
Right, what I say, you know, because just was just the way the political climate is and fanboy culture is right now. There's a lot of, you know, bigoted, sexist, xenophobic, you know, racist people out there on the internet. You know, there's not a ton of them, but the ones that are there have very loud voices. And, you know, I don't want people to think that I am co-signing this. Oh, you know, I don't want to see a woman, you know, as the lead character or the driving force behind the story. Like, I have no problem with that at all. Like, some of my favorite movies are female-led movies. Like, I like even though they're not the greatest, I enjoy the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movies. I love the Kill Bill movies. Like, I have no problem with female-led, even though it's campy as shit and it's kind of offensive to some degrees to women. I enjoy fucking Zack Snyder's mess of a movie, Sucker Punch. Like, I have no problem with female women. I mean, one of my favorite movie characters is Sarah Connor. It's just that I didn't come here to see, like I said, Elastigirl the movie.
You had bigger expectations.
Yeah, like I just wanted to see them as a family. Like, that was the fun part about it, was like seeing them get together and use their powers. And they do at the beginning and then at the end, but in between that,
you don't see any of it.
Yeah, they kind of just split up for a while, and I didn't really care for that. I did like that they incorporated Sam Jackson's character a bit more into it, though. Frozone, like, he got to do some pretty cool things in it. And they were really, I mean, I just want to say, because I know it probably sounds like I'm shitting on this movie, but I'm not. I'm just, you know, my nitpicks are just, or not necessarily nitpicks. I think they're valid, you know, complaints or criticisms of the movie, but those are just like at the forefront of my mind. But one of the things that I really enjoyed about the movie was how inventive they were with everybody's powers, especially Elastigirl, because she's basically Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four. She stretches and shit. And I was like, oh, whoop-de-doo, I had a toy that could do that, and his armpit ripped and all the gunk fell out and shit. Like, who cares? But what they did with her, like, she kept like becoming like a parachute throughout it, which I think she did that in the first movie too.
And
but
the boat, like the
right,
first
in the
movie.
boat and stuff like that. But it was just like some of the things that she was doing, how she was stretching, interact with other objects, like the elasticycle or elastibike or whatever the fuck it was called. It would separate, and she would kind of stretch her body and use it to like slingshot herself around to different things.
Yeah, exactly. Or around different things.
Yeah. Oh, right. When she had like went through the tunnel and she was like on top of the train and she like split the bike in half and she's like going across it like flat. It was just like stuff like that, or just how there's a point where Dash and Violet need to get through this hole, but it's too small, and she uses the force field to make the hole bigger so Dash can get through.
Yeah.
And, you know, just different things like that.
Seeing how all the characters kind of developed their powers, especially Jack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in the first movie, Jack didn't have powers until the very end, and no one saw it.
Speaking of which, the entire movie, I was so frustrated and I felt so dumb by the time I was explained it. By the time it was explained to me, so the whole movie, I'm sitting there pissed off. I'm like, why does everybody act like they don't know Jack has powers? I'm like, he stopped. I can't think of the villain's name from the first one. Do you remember?
No, not off the top of my head.
But he stopped the villain at the end, and I'm like, so why do they act like they don't know he has powers? But apparently, at the end, they were in the air in a family. Yeah, they were getting beamed back up into his ship, and the family was on the ground, and they didn't see Jack transform and, you know, all that shit and stop him. And he just fell back down. They knew something had happened, but they didn't know it was Jack. But I'm like, well, why would you assume that he wouldn't have powers? You have two kids and they both have powers.
Yeah, why wouldn't
if anything,
your third?
You should assume that he has powers. Like, if he didn't have powers, that shit came across as weird.
Who's the real parents?
Right. You know, right. Like you just fucking around with the milkman or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, as just a fun popcorn movie. No, I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was great. I thought the action was good. It didn't feel too long.
No.
Good pace. The new characters that they did introduce, I thought were really funny and fun.
They brought back Edna Mode.
What was the one girl who like looked up to Elastigirl, who was kind of like fangirling out about her? What was the Void? The girl with the portals and stuff. Like, I thought her character was cool, and they did some fun stuff with her. You know,
It was a creative movie.
Yeah, no, overall, like, I think it's a good family movie. You know, it was funny because when we were in line waiting for it, and we were talking about how long it had been since the last movie came out, I had said, this movie has taken so long to come out with the sequel. The people who saw this when they were kids have kids now. Yeah. So I'm like,
15 years ago.
Right. Like let that shit sink in. So I'm like, they're hitting, all cylinders, because they're like, we got the parents locked in from nostalgia, and we got the kids just because, it's
they
want to
see it.
Right. I mean, it was almost like they felt guilty for how long it's been since the last movie came out.
Well, in the
beginning, they had the thing, where
they're apologizing.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's like, Sam Jackson and them is like, well, it takes a long time to draw, and there's paper and pencils, and you got to move your wrist around. And I'm like, what is this shit? He's like, and
basically just saying, we bullshit for a long time. Here's your reasons why. I'm sorry, enjoy the movie.
You got to talk into a microphone, and people got to record it, and just all that kind of stuff. It takes a long time to do this stuff, guys. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, just start the damn movie.
It was, yeah.
I did want to say, they had this little, like short story film thing at the beginning.
Oh, that's all Pixar movies.
Yeah, because I remember the one from the I Lava You.
Yeah.
Or what was that in front of? I forget. See, I remember the short film, but I don't even remember the damn movie.
Was it the Feelings movie?
Yeah, Inside Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that one.
Or like the bird one where the birds are on the line. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Actually, I don't.
They're pigeons, and they're on a telephone line, and they're all lined up, and one falls down, and then they all start shooting up in the sky, and you see all the feathers and everything. Oh, you'll have to see that one.
But yeah, so the little short film that was in front of this one,
called Bow.
Yeah, it was basically a mother, or it's like a husband and wife. She is making dumplings, I think.
Bao
is what it is. Bao.
That's what they're called.
Oh, okay. And I guess okay. See, now it makes sense the name, because I was just like, I didn't know why it was called that. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's what that was.
Oh, you probably just being racist. Who knows? But she's making the food. We'll just say that, just in case.
And then they're sitting there at dinner eating it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
we don't want to give too much away.
Sure. I mean, it was just sure. Well, I mean, basically, something happens, and the food comes to life, and she basically kind of raises it as her own little
son or daughter.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a boy. And there's something that happens towards the end of the short story where I was like, it got dark real quick.
It escalated quickly.
It was like horrifying. And I was like, oh my God, like what the fuck just happened? Like, what is this? I'm like, for a short story, that shit was a roller coaster of emotions. Like, clap to you, sir, whoever directed this shit, because I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh my God. I was like, wait, like we was audibly like, oh my God.
We went through a bunch of emotions during that whole skit.
We were like a bunch of old black women at church, like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Oh, it was hilarious, man. Like, I think that got the biggest reaction out of me, out of anything that we watched throughout the entire movie that night. It was crazy. But yeah, no, so definitely make sure that you get there in enough time to catch the short film at the beginning, because they do some weird shit in there, and it's just
you won't regret seeing it.
Yeah, I think I get what the message was of it. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like, all right. But yeah, no, it took a pretty dark little turn there, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is terrible. But anyway. Definitely go check out The Incredibles 2. If you even mildly enjoy the first one, you'll definitely like this one. All the messaging stuff and all that aside, not inside. It's a fun family movie. If you like this kind of stuff, you'll like it.
Even if you don't, it's a cartoon. It's funny. Go see it.
Right, put that on the poster. Even if you don't like, Pixar movies, it's a cartoon. It's funny. come watch it. Or go see it, Amber.
Exactly.
All right, moving on. So, part of the world, most of the world, was transfixed with Donald Trump going and meeting with Kim Jong-un. And people like me were transfixed with the raccoon that was scaling the side of a building and
St. Paul, Minnesota.
yeah. So if I don't know
Trump
how
said what?
Right, I don't know how you would have missed this story, because this should be the biggest news of the day and every day. But I'm getting this from CNBC.com. It says a raccoon that appeared to be stranded on a ledge after climbing more than 20 stories of a high-rise office building in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota, has made it to the roof, easing concerns that the animal could plummet to its death. Onlookers and reporters tracked the raccoon's progress Tuesday as it scaled the UBS tower. By early Wednesday, the animal made it to the roof, where St. Paul Animal Control had placed cat food and a trap in hopes of enticing the animal to safety. The raccoon's adventures caused a stir on social media, with many Twitter users voicing concern for its safety or joking about the drama surrounding the animal's exploits. It says Minnesota Public Radio from a building more than more than a block away branded the raccoon #NPR raccoon. Because I was curious, like, why they were calling it NPR raccoon.
Yeah.
I was like, what is it? So I guess it was Minnesota Public Radio,
Mm-hmm.
which is funny because that isn't even the building that the raccoon was scaling, and they was like, this is a way to get us like free promotion. Like, we finna jump on this shit. #NPR raccoon. Trademark #NPR. I'm like, that's what we need to just start doing. Is anytime there's some kind of international something going on, everybody's transfixed on, it's gonna be a #one giant leap for geese raccoon. #OGLFG raccoon.
Shameless plug.
Right, did hell no. Shit, ain't no shame in that shit at all. Shame or not, shit. #OGLFG. Please rate us on iTunes.
Oh my god.
But okay, so with this whole thing with Spider-Raccoon. Amber told me about this, actually. She was the one that brought this to my attention.
I have a problem. Anytime any kind of animal is live streaming on the internet, it finds me. It always finds me, and I get hooked.
Yeah, so what was...
April the giraffe.
Yeah, that was the last thing that
I
you
watched
were
it for
ensnared
months,
with.
every single day. I watched it.
Fucking Lord, it was absurd.
I worked third shift, so I had a lot of time on my hands. Could sit there and watch a giraffe give birth or not give birth for countless hours of the night.
Oh, yeah. And I even said back when it was happening, I was like, as soon as this giraffe has this fucking baby, give it a week and nobody will give a fuck anymore.
They still live stream it.
Yeah,
I watch it from time to time.
To who? I don't know. You and
Multiple
like
people.
one other motherfucking shit.
But no, I stumbled upon this live video and I couldn't really figure it out. It was like a little dot on a screen late at night, and all of a sudden I started reading and it said a raccoon had climbed the building in the middle of the afternoon and had gone up pretty high. That hooked me.
So after looking into this because I was like, why the fuck is he climbing this? I'm like, because at first I was like, oh, okay, maybe it was like a loose dog or something, like chased him up the side of a building and he couldn't get down from where he was, and he was just like, well, if I just keep going up, eventually I'll get to the top and then I'll just get off the other side or get down some other way. But apparently this had happened before, where he had got stuck on the roof of a building, a nearby building. He had been like stranded for, I guess, like 2 days and had like no food or water like during that time. I guess what they think he was trying to do was trying to get to pigeon eggs.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's why he was on the buildings, because I mean, traditionally raccoons are like more of a woodland, creature, but
Or like cities where trash is.
right, but
people.
because humans have industrialized, a lot of those areas and stuff like that, raccoons have become very accustomed to urban areas and cities and things like that. And they're not afraid of humans or no shit like that. So he's like, yeah, man, I'll climb the side of a motherfucking building for some motherfucking pigeon eggs. I don't give a fuck. Broad daylight shit. I'll be all on the news and all kind of shit. Like, yes, look, and I am not afraid of falling to my death to get to these motherfucking pigeon eggs. Like, I could give a fuck.
He did not care. He took a nap up there. He just laid on the
he was pretty much just chilling. I watched videos that people had posted on Twitter where he was up there grooming himself and shit, stretching out and all kind of shit. I was like, wow.
He looked like a cat. I am scared to death of critters. Raccoons. Like, I hated watching it, and I hated seeing the close-up videos, but I wanted to see what happened to him.
Yeah, I was going to say, editors know Amber hates fucking raccoons. Like,
I can't stand them.
Pretty much anything that moves in the dark, Amber's afraid of, but raccoons especially.
And
raccoons.
woodchucks.
Yeah, but no, definitely raccoons. Raccoons are like the Joker to her Batman. Like, just, those are like the bane of her existence. It's terrible. But I had watched, like people on Twitter, like just talking about like how, oh, this is so absurd and stupid. Why are so many people talking about this? Yada, yada, yada. Like, it was almost, I almost considered putting this into dumb shit of the week. But I was like, no, like, this was actually kind of cool. Like, this was something that, look, with everything that's going on in the world, politics-wise, shit, we could be going to nuclear war at any second, shit, all this kind of drama that's just going on in your normal everyday life. This was something nice and positive that people could all rally around and hope for a good outcome to this, because... Yeah, some people probably jokingly and just being trolls and shit were like, oh, I hope it falls and dies or some shit. But for the most part, I think most people were pretty much like, yeah, I want him to reach the top or get saved or some shit.
Correction, it was a girl.
Oh, it was a girl
raccoon.
Aw. I don't know why that makes it even more
I don't know.
Cute, but...
Ugh.
Okay, so, like I said, Amber hates raccoons, but...
Heck no. We are not getting a pet raccoon.
I'm not gonna lie. After this whole ordeal, I wanted to get a pet raccoon.
Nope.
I was like, it was so cute. Okay, so like when the first Guardians of the Galaxy came out, James Gunn went to like the red carpet premiere with like a raccoon to like supposed to like represent Rocket. And there's a picture of him with the raccoon like on his back and he's like smiling, like laughing and shit.
Nope.
And the raccoon, it's not like a baby raccoon like the, NPR raccoon was, but it was so cute. I was like, oh my God. I was like, that shit makes me want a raccoon almost.
And I'm just sitting here clenched up. It's the devil.
I mean, hey, we domesticate every goddamn thing else. Shit, we just had a story last week about fucking pet monkey biting a fucking lady at Home Depot and shit, so why not get a pet raccoon? It'll be awesome.
But... I thought I was going crazy because they stopped the live stream because it was time for the night news.
Yeah.
And
it was like, all right, guys, we got to actually tell like what's really going on in the world.
And it was pretty funny because they showed this weird drunk old man. But after they stopped the live stream, I was trying to find videos of this. Other people on Twitter were going off because they couldn't find a live stream of it either. I wasn't alone.
No, there was... What's funny though, and I didn't see a whole lot of people talking about is, remember when we were watching that live stream and then like the reporter chick thought that they were going to come back on the air and she's just kind of standing there waiting.
Yeah.
And then like the crazy homeless dude
That's
just
what
like comes behind
about.
her. Yeah.
That's what I was just talking about.
Well, no. Well, yeah, because they had to go back to the regular news, but no.
And then the crazy old man.
Yeah, but no, okay. The way I don't know if like he was just there the whole time and just started fucking with her, or if he saw her there recording and shit and he was like, oh, I'm finna go over here. But he came in the background and he was saying some shit about like, oh, I'm the richest man in the world or some shit like that. He's like, I bet you don't even know me.
It was ridiculous.
And she's like, sir, please, sir, I'm trying to do a new segment. I'm working, sir, please, could you just go away,
and
sir?
He did not care.
He's like, bitch,
He did not care.
Oh, it was great. I was like, oh, this dude. I was like, oh man, we got 2 breaking news stories going on. The NPR raccoon and the richest man in the world. Both in the same spot.
And
in
you
St.
know,
Paul, Minnesota.
The next day when I woke up, I checked on that raccoon to see what happened.
Yeah, that's.
I followed up.
See, I know, and then see, you all talking about you hate her and all this kind of stuff.
I don't want an animal to die, but
No, that was my biggest worry because there was a couple times where I was like, man,
you
that
gonna
motherfucker-
fall.
or she, apparently. I'm like, she's gonna die. The raccoon's gonna die, but she did not.
She prevailed,
Mm-hmm.
and she succeeded.
It was crazy though. It was motherfuckers on Twitter making like Twitter accounts like they were the raccoon, tweeting and shit. The motherfuckers got like 2,500 followers doing that shit.
Oh my god!
I was like, what kind of shit? I'm like, that's why I said we need to start jumping on this bullshit because I'm like, we trying to get up to fucking 2,500 Twitter followers. Like, yeah, hell yeah. I'm like, we almost to 1,000. I'm like, we can hit 2,500 real quick. We just go jump on some NPR raccoon shit. But I just want to say, raccoon lives matter, man. I know they're kind of creepy and all that shit, but I was like, I thought that this was a good opportunity to show raccoons in a positive light because they always getting negative shit thrown their way, and the raccoon is a nice animal.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I don't care
it's
what you
pleasant
say.
and
No, it's
friendly.
not.
They can be domesticated.
Bullshit.
Yes, they can.
When you pull into
You
your
put a
driveway,
leash on him, he's domesticated.
when you pull into your driveway and there's like 6 sitting up on the fence just staring at you, you scream. You have to make sure that car's in park, but you're terrified.
They didn't do nothing on it. It
I
was
don't
just there.
care. They were there and they were around, and I just can't deal.
You racist against raccoons.
I don't want them around me. I don't.
You animalist.
It's a
if that's the
phobia.
thing.
It's a critter phobia, and I can't deal.
But you don't even like chipmunks and shit.
That's fine. That won't kill me.
Raccoons won't kill you.
They will.
Oh God, no.
I have problems.
Oh man, no. You could be like this other lady. Like it didn't make we had too much stuff already, but it didn't make it into the dumb shit of the week. But Michael, the guy who sent in the 2 stories earlier, he had sent another one about a lady who had choked a bobcat to death that had tried to attack her. That it was a rabid bobcat. It had rabies and shit, and it was in her driveway next to her truck, and she snapped a picture of it with her phone, and then it attacked her, and she took it down and choked it to death, and her son came out and stabbed it, but it was already dead. I was like,
Jeez.
that's some gangster shit. So I was like, look, if this like 50-some-odd-year-old woman can choke a bobcat to death, you could fight off a raccoon if need be.
I would go into shock. My whole body would just go numb, and I'd fall to the ground, and it'd eat me. That's what nightmares are made out of.
Oh God, raccoons eating people now. All right. All right, that's it for the show. Hey guys, go check us out on Podbean. They are one of the best podcasting apps out there. Podbean's been a leader in the field of podcasting for over 10 years, developing innovative tools for podcasters and listeners. You can download it on the App Store or get it on Google Play. But remember, you can always find us at our home at onegiantleapforgeeks.libsyn.com or on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, or anywhere else you get your podcast. Make sure you go and show us some love, so go ahead and like, subscribe, rate, follow, review, and all that shit.
Got any questions you want us to answer on the show? Any comments, criticisms, or just want to say hi? You can email us at officialoglfg@gmail.com, or you can also find us on Twitter at Giant Leap, 4 Geeks, and on Facebook, Reddit, Pinterest, Tumblr, and Instagram. Just search for One Giant Leap for Geeks. Bye!